Hey, we just thought maybe we'd answer a couple of questions for everybody that they've been asking since we did this crazy thing with our life. And I guess maybe the first question is, why did we decide to come to Albania?
I thought I was going to ask that question.
Okay, so why we chose to come here because it was supposed to be less touristy, not as expensive, and not as hot. So the thing that surprised us is that they had a heat wave, and so it's been just as hot as it would have been if we stayed in Texas over the summer. So,
well, the other reason we came is because Albania is not in the Schengen zone. So if you don't know what the Schengen zone is, it's the passport region of most of Europe. And so Albania Americans get 365 days visa-free, basically, that we can stay here. That doesn't count toward the 90 days that we can stay in the Schengen zone. So that's the other big reason we came here, right? And it's cheap. And everything's very inexpensive here. Housing's inexpensive. Food generally is inexpensive.
Transportation is very inexpensive.
Yeah.
So
the bus costs like 40 cents to take to the bus. So that's good.
All right, okay. And then likes and dislikes about Albania. We kind of came up with a few. So likes first.
I think it's very family friendly, very family environment. The culture is very family sense oriented, right?
It's very safe.
Very safe here. There's no, we haven't seen any crime or anything that's dangerous or sketchy, or there's weird things like there's an unusual number of blacked out G-Wagons and BMWs and Mercedes and AMGs running around. That's kind of weird, but it's like, okay,
mafia.
maybe. I'm just saying, Albania's got some history with that, so who knows? We haven't seen anything sketchy, but yeah.
Well, we love the coffee culture because everything is open air outside. The coffee is fabulous and inexpensive, and so we've really enjoyed that.
Yeah. What do you dislike?
Dislikes are probably it's hard to get to know people. The language is harder than we thought to pick up.
Yeah.
We thought we'd be able to speak a little bit more in their language, and we've struggled with that.
Yeah.
But once you get in with people like the coffee people that we go to all the time, they've started opening up. But it just takes a little while for them to trust you. And
yeah. Somebody told us that basically Albanians have a trust issue. If you're nice to them, they're suspicious of why are you being nice to them, kind of thing. Or if you say hello, they're just like, oh, what do you want, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think that comes from their history and they're a fairly young country and just figuring out their identity now. So maybe that's what that is. I don't know.
And probably another dislike is the amount of trash. So they get close to the trash cans, but they don't always get in. And so after a couple of days, it starts to smell. And so that's kind of been off-putting for us, is that there's just a lot of trash that they don't do anything with.
Yeah, so we did take a day trip down to Vlore, which is a beach town, and that was a lot cleaner down there, I thought, than it is here. Here, it's just like, there's ruins, from thousands of years ago, like 2 blocks away, and there's just trash, bottles, empty stuff, just all over the place, and it's just like, why don't they clean that up? I don't know. I don't understand that, but yeah, so that's one big dislike. What's another big dislike? The dogs.
It's not a big dislike. So there's street dogs, but it's not a dislike. You just feel bad for them because they should be in our house with us and we should be loving on them.
Yeah.
There are people that feed them and give them water, and so they seem well cared for. They're not gangs. They don't attack and beg, and they just kind of chill and sleep. But
it's heartbreaking, especially like that puppy that you rescued from the road the other night. He was so sweet, and that was heartbreaking to kind of put that dog down and just walk away. It was hard. So okay, what have you learned?
Oh goodness. Well, we know a different culture now. We learned a couple of Albanian words. That's not anything big. We learned different ways that we can save money and different things that we can do. The amount of research that goes into a place before you go, figuring out transportation,
logistics.
all of that has been interesting and exciting. But we've met some fantastic people along the way. We found a church, which was great.
Yeah. It's a small church, but it was really nice to get to know those people. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So would we come back?
Would we come
to
back?
Albania?
I think we'll come back to Albania. I'm not sure if we'll come back to Durrës. I think there's a lot of places that we want to go and see. There's certainly the mountain areas we'd like to go see. I think, Saranda, much closer to Greece. The culture there may be a little bit different.
Beautiful beach area, supposedly.
Yeah. So.
And then Teth is in the mountains, which they call those the Albanian Alps. So that's something we didn't get a chance to do, just to go hike.
Right.
And it's cooler.
Yeah, much cooler. So yeah, we won't come back in the summer. That's another thing we learned.
I think we'll come back. I mean, I enjoyed it enough, and it's
not in the summer though.
No,
it's too hot.
No.
Yeah,
so if anybody else wants to come March, April, May, and then September, October.
Yeah.
Don't come June, July, or August.
It's just blazing hot here, and most people adapt to it, and they're fine. But it's just too hot for us to be walking around in the middle of the day. We're just sweating and dying and stuff like that. So.
Oh, I do know one other thing we liked. It's not litigious.
Yes.
So all the holes that you find in the sidewalks and everywhere else, and the stairs are all off-centered, and all of the things that you could die. You just deal with it.
Yeah,
Nobody sues. So you get hit by a car.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let us know if you like this, if this was helpful, if
fun.
We should do another one when we get to Montenegro.
We should be drinking, but we're not. Yeah.
We should definitely do that. Anyway, we'll be in touch, and ciao.
Ciao.